Hello and welcome into Danbury Arena for an FPHL matchup between the Danbury Hat-Tricks and the Port Huron Prowlers. I'm Josh Starr, joined by Chad Oklin-Jolin. The Hat-Tricks come in at 12-3-1. The Prowlers 6-8-2. Hat-Tricks looking to extend their win streak to 8 games. Tonight, the game 6 of a 7-game homestand. Chad, the Hat-Tricks haven't had the performance they really want in their own zone in this series, but still have a couple wins and looking for the third of this series tonight to get the sweep.
Yeah, you give up 11 goals in 2 games, come out with 2 W's. I don't think that's how you draw it up, really, Josh. You'll take it. What we were saying last night is, great teams win games they have no business winning. Danbury shouldn't have won that game last night. Questionable the night before. They ended up getting both wins. Like I said, good teams win bad games. Danbury's shown to do that here, but you would love to see a full 60-minute performance on both ends of the ice tonight for head coach Dave McIsaac.
The Hat-Tricks will have Brian Wilson back in net tonight. His 5th start. He's 4-0 for the Hat-Tricks so far. The rest of the starting lineup, it will be Johnny Ruiz centering Gordy Bonnell and Zach Lazaro, and then Aaron Atwell and Steve Brown at the point for Port Huron. Greg Harney in goal, Stavros Soilis on the left wing, centered by Connor Lambden, or Cade Lambden rather, and Evan Foley on the right wing. And then it's Dante Suffredini, Austin Federley on the back end. We'll step aside here as the national anthem is coming up, and then we will have puck drop right after that. It's the Hat-Tricks and the Prowlers coming up next. Just about ready for puck drop here in Danbury. Starting goaltenders for this game for Port Huron, it's Greg Harney. His 7th start of the year, he's 2-2-2 with an .884 save percentage, a .422 goals against average. And for the Hat-Tricks, it's the unbeaten Brian Wilson. He is 4-0 for Danbury, sporting a .923 save percentage and a 2 goals against average. Hat-Tricks in the home blacks with the alternate skating rabbit logo across the chest tonight. Rabbit holding a hockey stick made from a carrot.
Great logo. Designed, I believe, by one Dominic Alessandro, as he does a great job with all the Hat Tricks logos. I think between me and you here, partner, I think it's going to eliminate that D Hat logo, but we'll see, as both the logos look great. Everything that's orange and black looks good.
Sure does. And Port Huron in the road whites with red trim. Johnny Ruiz will take the opening draw against Cade Lambden, and we are set for puck drop. It is won by Port Huron. Turned back at their own line. Suffredini across for Federley, and he'll start up for the Prowlers. Back to Suffredini and through center, tipped into the hat-trick zone. All the way off the end board, Steve Brown takes over in the corner, plays it across, but Foley takes over. Back to the point, Federley, D to D, Suffredini left point, flings one. Wilson sliding to the right, takes it off to the end boards, and now a penalty called, a cross-check, looking like it's going to go against the Hat-Tricks. 24 seconds in as the net came off. And Johnny Ruiz, the guilty party here. So an early power play for a dangerous unit for Port Huron. Best in the league at 25.4% for the Prowlers. And it is Matt Graham and Dalton Jay that really get things going for them on this power play unit. Hat-Tricks will send Adam Dowda, Steve Mealy, Brown, and Atwell. And Graham wins the draw. Early in the power play here for Port Huron. The early stages of the first period. Dalton Jay all the way to the left point. Johnson flings in. Tipped by Graham. Left kick saved by Brian Wilson. And it's turned all the way down. Hat-Tricks get the early clear. 15 seconds into the penalty. Cross-checking against Ruiz at 24 seconds as Federley carries through center. Off to the left wing. Lambden at the circle. Drops it back to the left point. Federley. Down to the half wall, over Jay's stick, all the way into the corner where Lambden controls. Working his way back up to the point, and it's turned back down low for Graham. Graham back to the far circle. Johnson out in front. The shot stopped by Wilson. Digging away, it bounces into the corner, and the Prowlers take over. 45 seconds into the power play. Federley, left point at the top of the circle. Fires in. It's tipped in front. The rebound from Graham stopped by Wilson. He tries to bank it. It goes just wide. Wilson still doesn't know where the puck is, and the Hat-Tricks clear.
I think I've ever seen a puck hit the near side post, flow to the other post, and then still stay out of the net somehow.
Lambden was there on that far post, but hit it wide, and the Hat-Tricks survive. Halfway through the power play for Port Huron. Johnson scoops into the Hat-Tricks end, bobbling puck, and it's covered by Wilson. 46 seconds left on the penalty to Ruiz. 18:23 left in the first early on here.
This is going to be a physical game, Josh. As last night got real testy near the end. These teams have already played each other. This is, the 8th game between the two. Last game of the regular season, mind you. It'll be a testy contest throughout.
Hat-Tricks win the draw. Bunnell trying to clear. Can off a skate, and Henning pinches to keep it in. Soilis along the half wall. Hit by Bunnell. In the corner, the puck pops free to the point. Henning walking the line. Now fakes a shot down low to the far circle. Soilis working his way back up top. Henning fires from the center point. Off a Hat-Tricks body and out of play. And now Easton Oliver chips it over the glass and into the netting. That's going to be a delay of game against the Hat-Tricks. 25 seconds left on the Ruiz call, so it will be a 5-on-3 for 25 seconds. And then the dangerous Port Huron power play will have the rest of a chance to score.
Oliver had a little bit more time than I think he realized there.
Anderson can't win the draw. Back to the point, Federley. Jay back again, Federley at the point. Johnson left circle, down low. Graham back to Johnson, and it's behind him and out to center. Handcuffed Johnson did Graham with that pass, and it goes out to center ice. 2:20 into play here. Hat-Tricks with 4 seconds left on a two-man disadvantage. Atwell stops Johnson at the line, but the puck skirts into the Hat-Tricks end behind the net. Ruiz out of the box, a minute and a half left of a 5-on-4 for Port Huron. Federley walking the line at the point, drops it to Jay, left circle, flings one off Steve Brown and into the corner. Behind the net, Atwell digging away with Graham. Lambden comes away with it for the Prowlers, and back to the point, Johnson. Johnson down low in the far corner. Jay back to the point. Center point, Johnson walking across, flies one over to Federley, and his shot blockered behind by Wilson. Anderson finds it and clears all the way down for the Hat Tricks. Halfway through this second power play for Port Huron, Oliver in the box for delay of game. As we sit 3 minutes into a scoreless game so far in Danbury. Game 3 of a 3-game series. The Hat Tricks have won the first 2. High-scoring affairs, and this one so far with a power play early on for Port Huron. Deep into the hat-trick zone, Gallagher chases, turns it over behind the net. Foley drops it to Frisura, who plays around the corner back to the point, pinching Suffredini to keep it in at the half wall, and will backhand down low. One-timer from Frisura wide of the net, and back out to the far wing. Henning pinches down to the half wall, keeps it in behind the net. Soilis out in front for Foley. It's by him and out to the point. Suffredini, left circle, shot blocked by Lazaro, and now the pass out in front goes all the way through. Henning winds, tipped by Soilis, side of the net. Soilis chops at it. It goes high and wide. Back to Suffredini at the near half wall. Pinched against the boards by Susi and gets the puck free down low. Foley back out to the point. Suffredini. Foley now again at the circle, blocked by Susi and pushed to center. Hat Tricks get the kill. Oliver out of the box. 4 minutes in. So far, scoreless in Danbury. Port Huron will dump in and go off for a change. Atwell takes over in his own zone for the Hat Tricks. Speeding through center, up the left wing to Tom Mealy. All the way across right wing, Steve at the right circle inside the Port Huron zone. Plays around behind the net for Dowda. All the way into the far corner, Tom has it at the left circle. Puck hops in the air. Dowda works it free to Tom Mealy. Left hash marks, back to the point. Brown, winding, blasting. It's high and wide. Bounds all the way out to the point. Atwell plays back down low. Steve Mealy behind the net, centering feed all the way through and out down the ice, back toward the Hat Tricks end. 5 minutes played in the first period, scoreless. Atwell plays around the boards. Frisura takes it, and the shot stopped by Wilson. 15:06 to play in the first. No score, and the Hat Tricks with their first chance in the offensive zone.
Huge kill there by Danbury. The 25-second 5-on-3. It was a mistake by Port Huron. The puck got sent through the defense. Gave the Hat Tricks kind of a break on that one, but nevertheless, big kill.
Hat Tricks, another defensive zone draw. Anderson wins it this time in the corner. Oliver plays it ahead, looking for Kuznetsov. Hasn't been able to control it, and it's turned back by Anderson, who plays all the way down the ice. That'll go for icing against the Hat Tricks. 5:09 into play in the first. No score. Hat Tricks, not the exact start they wanted, spending a few minutes on the penalty kill early on. We'll step aside here. 5:09 in, no score here in Danbury. Defensive zone draw for the Hat Tricks. 5:09 into play, no score. And Anderson wins it forward, but the Hat Tricks can't clear. At the point, it's played down low to Frisura in the corner. Pinned up against the boards by Oliver, kicked it ahead. Jesso couldn't find the puck at the point. It's kicked forward by Henning with his right skate and down into the corner. Anderson plays it there, looking for Gallagher, who fumbles it, and it's turned over at the point. All the way around the far side. Graham back out in front. No one was there for Port Huron. Gallagher takes over, turns behind his own cage, now cuts back to the far wing, and it will be Oliver who tries to outlet and gets it to Kuznetsov, but it's off his skate and stays in the zone. Graham pushes ahead, looking for Frisura. Graham takes it right back over. Now it's back to the point, sticked away on the shot from Manzo, and cleared out to center by the Hat Tricks. 6 minutes played in the first. Still scoreless in Danbury. Hat Tricks have not tested Greg Harney yet tonight, as Brian Wilson has made 5 stops early, facing a couple Port Huron power plays. Lambden through center, right to left, chips into the far corner. Wilson out of the net will play it up the boards. In the corner, Atwell takes over. Hat-tricks have numbers going left to right. Ruiz across the Prowlers line at the circle, looking out in front. It's tipped by Bunnell, back out in front, saved by Harney. Now the wraparound all the way back to the point. Brown fires. It's blocked.
Net.
The net comes off its moorings. 13:33 to go in the first, no score.
That was the first time a shift ago. First time we've seen Brown unleash one of those howitzers from the blue line. What a shot that was. It was just a little bit high. Nevertheless.
Hat-tricks, offensive zone draw. Ruiz wins it back to Brown, who this time elects to pass around the boards, around to the far side. At the half wall, Lazaro can't control. Ruiz turns it back toward him, and it's pushed back towards the hat-trick zone. Brown ahead for Bunnell. Fans on the pass, has it right back, pushes for Lazaro. Lazaro drops back to the point. Ruiz out in front all the way through. Bunnell looking for the tip. Atwell now far side shot. Wide of the net, bounds across to the near dasher, and it's cleared to center by Port Huron. Atwell takes over there, chips softly in to the Prowlers' end, where it's taken and cleared off the glass. McDonald ahead for Tom Mealy. 7 minutes in, Mealy streaking into the zone. Backhands all the way around the near corner to the far side. Steve Mealy has it there. Back to the point, Susi. Susi blasting, and it hits Dowda in front, and he couldn't find it. Tom Mealy looking to draw a penalty there, but did not get the call. Dowda into the zone. Blast off of Harney and wide, and now the hat-tricks back out to center. Susi all the way across to McDonald. Cross ice feed into center ice circle. Tom Mealy has it stripped, and Beauclair will outlet to Crawford. Intercepted by Dowda ahead for Tom Mealy. Tom Mealy fires. It's saved by Harney. Side of the net. Rebound comes to the point. McDonald blast. Stopped in front. Rebound try from Dowda, and Harney says no again. 12-11 to play in the first. No score. That's really the best chance so far for the hat-tricks. Most sustained pressure they've had.
Yeah, finally showing some offensive life. Some signs of life in that zone right next to the Animal House section. As Harney, though, standing up tall, you're not going to get very many better chances than that point-blank opportunity.
Anderson wins the draw to Kuznetsov. Back to the point. Jesso in his skates. Can't control. Now Dalton J the other way. Right to left. Gets by Gallagher. Now swings to the left side. And he's sealed off there into the boards. Gallagher recovering to make the play. In the far corner, Roseboom pinching. Is stopped by Oliver. And the hat-tricks will push forward. Anderson can't get it out on the first try and does on the second. Now he chips it ahead to himself, chasing after it. Johnson first to it, high off the glass with a backhand, and a bouncing puck. It's settled in the hat-trick zone by Oliver. Oliver ahead for Kuznetsov, out of his reach and through into the Prowler zone. Both teams changing lines as Johnson carries ahead for Port Huron at the red line, shovels in to the hat-trick's end. Left of his net, it's Brian Wilson, who plays it off the glass and not out of the zone. Shot wide of the net, bounces across to the near side. At the half wall, played down low from Johnson. Lambden trying to center, blocked by Atwell. Bouncing puck in front, swatted away by Brown. At the right circle, Roseboom shot. Stopped by Bunnell, out at the circle, and Ruiz takes over. 9 minutes played in the first, no score. Ruiz looking for Bunnell out of his reach and turned back toward the hat-trick zone. Atwell settles there. And now Brown will outlet up the left wing to Bunnell. Bunnell chips forward for Ruiz, just out of the reach of his blade and in on goal. Covered by Harney. 10:51 to play in the first, no score.
This is one of those times in the infancy of a game when it's really just battling for who's going to control the pace, who's going to have the identity of this one. And if you're Danbury right now, you really want to get that in your favor. Also, Dustin Jesso playing point on that last shift.
May have been a face-off play to draw up, as here's Mealy dropping it back to the point. Gallagher swings one on net. It's just wide. Dowda looking for the tip. Bouncing out to the circle. Henning chips to center. Over Oliver's stick. Now Foley into the hat-trick zone. Looking for the centering feed. It's cleared away by Gallagher to the half wall where Steve takes over. Steve looking for Dowda through center ice, off his stick and into the zone. All the way behind the net, Dowda drops it for Tom Mealy. Behind the net, back out in front. Dowda across, Steve, one-timer, fanned on the shot, had a wide open net. Gallagher back at the point, left circle, switching spots with Tom Mealy into the corner. Down low behind the cage, coming out the near side, will look for Dowda in the slot. It's off his stick and taken by Henning to center. Soilis stopped at the line, and now we'll get by. Soilers right circle out in front, looking for Lambden. Diving, Johnny McDonald makes that stop for the Hat-Tricks, and Steve Mealy will pump in to the Port Huron zone. Halfway through the first, no score in Danbury. The third game of this three-game set between the Hat-Tricks and Prowlers. Port Huron in its own zone, playing ahead for Beauclair through center, stopped by Jesso. Now Kuznetsov swats it away. Kuznetsov right circle at the bottom of the ring, rising snapshot off of Harney's glove and out of play. 9:33 to play in the first. No score. We'll be right back here from Danbury Arena. Got the kiss cam going on here in Danbury Arena. Offensive zone draw for the Hat-Tricks. Anderson will take it, trying to win it to the right side. And it's taken behind the net. Jesso in on the forecheck, works the puck free into the corner. Frisura takes over. Hat-Tricks force it right back in with Kuznetsov down low. Behind the net, Federley drops for Suffredini, who chips ahead for Matt Graham. Matt Graham shovels with the backhand all the way across into the Hat-Trick zone. Johnny McDonald all alone will control for the Hat-Tricks. 9 minutes to play in the first, scoreless in Danbury. McDonald chips in all the way around the kick plate, takes a bounce behind the net and settled by Suffredini. Across to Federley in the corner. Will outlet ahead up the right wing for Crawford. Crawford banks it forward. Atwell takes over. Across to Lazaro. Kicks it to his stick. At the circle. Flings one in. Stopped by Harney. Ruiz has the rebound in the far corner. 8:40 to go in the first. No score. Ruiz's pass down low behind the net. Taken by Suffredini and cleared up to Williams. Williams skating through center for Port Huron into the Hat-Trick zone. His shot blocked by Brown at the circle and turned back into the corner. Ruiz plays it ahead, takes a hit, and turns it over. At the point, Roseboom flings just wide. Wilson stopping that one, and now Ruiz backed into Wilson and knocked the net off. 8:21 to go in the first. No score so far.
Ruiz there skated behind Wilson, trying to take a man off the puck. Wilson then tried to get back to his post. Knocked it off. There's going to be, can't change when that happens, so no change there.
A little bit of friendly fire. Two top lines will go at it here. Ruiz against Graham in the face-off circle to the left of Wilson, and Graham wins it. Johnson at the point, shot wide, far side rebound for Sura, couldn't find the puck. And the Hat-Tricks can't clear. Jay back to the point. It's a shot from Roseboom wide. Lazaro trying to clear along the near side, can't. Brown back ahead for Lazaro, who will push to center, but Bunnell had gone off to change. 8 minutes to play in the first, no score. Hat-Tricks and Prowlers. Prowlers dump into the Hat-Tricks end off the glass to the near side corner where Gallagher takes over. Gallagher ahead for Dowda. Dowda working his way across the red line and into the zone. At the right circle, flings out in front. Tom Mealy crashing the net is stopped, and the net comes off as he ran into Harney. 7:39 to play in the first. No score, and you have to like that play from Tom Mealy, getting in front of Harney. Hat-Tricks haven't had a ton of pressure in front of him.
And not to mention, it also gets under a goaltender's skin. If you get up in his grill like that, goalies aren't used to that type of contact. Mealy always, never misses an opportunity to miss an opportunity. It's right there. It's right in front of the net.
He'll stay on the ice, and at the point, he'll take over after Dowda wins the faceoff. Back down low to Steve at the corner. Dowda across the top. One-timer blocked by Soilus into the corner. Tom has it right back along the half wall. Has a stick knocked out of his hand. Wants a slashing call. Doesn't get it. Dowda pushes toward the front of the net. Steve Mealy trying to turn and fire, but it was taken away by Soilus. Up the far boards. Foley banks ahead, and it's stick forward by Johnson. 2-on-1 for Port Huron. Johnson into the zone. Right circle. Flings on goal, and it's kicked away by Wilson. Second shot off of Wilson's stick into the far corner where Oliver takes over. has it hop over his stick, settles it and plays it behind the net for Gallagher. Back to Oliver at the circle, and he'll bank ahead for Steve Mealy at the red line. He'll gain and just dump in. Under 7 to play here in the first. Scoreless in Danbury. Dustin Henning behind his own cage. Outlets up the right wing. Manzo for Foley as he takes a hit. He'll dump into the zone. Susie in the corner, banks it off the end boards for Corey Anderson. Speeding through center, has his stick knocked away, and it's back into the hat-trick zone. Left by Wilson for McDonald. Susie up the right side for Kuznetsov. His outlet off of shin pad of Williams, and back out to Port Huron. Deep into the hat-trick's end. McDonald right back behind his own net. Plays it up the far boards. Jesso there. Chips all the way across near side for Kuznetsov through center. 6 to play in the first. Kuznetsov. And the hat-tricks go in offside.
Anderson tried to drag that back foot. Just couldn't trick him there. Was in a little bit ahead of the play.
Neutral zone draw here after the offside call. Ruiz will take it against Graham. Ruiz wins back to Atwell, who hammers in to the corner in the Port Huron end. Under 6 minutes to play in the first. Lazaro forechecking, pops one in the air. Ruiz hunting after it, and it's chipped forward. Bonnell able to find it along the half wall. Graham strips him and carries the center up to Dalton J. Through the hat-trick's blue line, across at the circle. Flings off of Brown, who gloves it down and pushes into the corner. Bonnell chasing after it there. 2 aside, battle in the corner. Brown kicks it forward to Ruiz, and he cannot clear it out of the zone. Suffredini to Frisura, the dasher, flings in front. The tip from Graham is wide, and Bonnell will control. Bonnell carrying through center, banks it for Ruiz off his stick, and deep into the Port Huron zone. Ruiz will change. 5:20 to play in the first. Scoreless in Danbury. Dalton J working through center across the hat-trick's blue line. At the half wall, he's sealed off by Gallagher. Dowda chips ahead for Tom Mealy, who lays a hit and takes one kind of at the same time and turns the puck over. Lambden at the far circle, all the way across. Steve Mealy there for the hat-tricks. Carrying to center, cuts by one, and now feeds ahead for Dowda, trying to walk by Roseboom. It was turned over. Tom Mealy has it at the right point, across in front. Steve fires, stopped by Harney, and the hat-tricks looking to keep the puck in the zone. Susie does tip in front from Tom Mealy, wide of the net. Mealy has it back at the right circle, down low. Steve, one-timer, stopped by the right leg of Harney, and the net comes off. 4:38 to play in the first, no score. What a stop from Harney, and the hat-tricks are robbed of this game's opening goal. We'll step aside and come right back for the conclusion of the first. .438 left in the first. No score. Josh Starr with Chad Oakland-Jolin. The hat-tricks didn't have the hottest start to this game, but really have dominated the last few minutes.
They have. They got outshot 5-0 to start it in the first 3 or 4 minutes. Since then, shots 5-1 in favor of Danbury, but it really has been the play through the neutral zone. Danbury just not letting Port Huron get anything going, getting back on defense. They look good so far in this first period.
Anderson will take this draw, and he wins it back as the linesman blows that one. And we'll redo the face-off here.
Someone didn't like something.
Lambden taking the draw for Port Huron. Anderson wins it easily again. Back to Jesso, drops it to the point. Atwell, D to D Brown. Brown fires, and glove save by Harney. 4:28 to go. No traffic in front for the hat-tricks. Even with the hard shot from Brown, it's going to be tough to beat Harney.
A lot of traffic, just none right in front of the netminder. There were 4 guys tied up on the far post. You need to get that in front of in front of Harney. And you see here again, Jesso lined up on the blue line, but Atwell and Brown out there. Now Jesso will line up on the left wing of Anderson. Kuznetsov on the right.
Anderson wins the draw back to Brown. It's pushed to center by Frisura. Brown recovers, and the Hat-Tricks have the puck back with Atwell banking ahead for Jesso off his stick, and Roseboom turns back toward the Hat-Trick zone. Aaron Atwell controls at his own blue line, banks it off the boards. Anderson will tip in, and he'll change. Chasing in after it is Jesso. A three-point night last night as he forces the turnover. Ruiz out at the side of the net, fires wide. Back out to the point, Gallagher. Gallagher walking the line, chips in. Rebound in front, and it went just wide off a stick in front into the half wall. Chipped all the way high in the air to center ice. Jay trying to settle a bouncing puck for Port Huron. He does. Work it back to Frisura. Gaining the red line. Will flutter in. Bouncing in on Wilson. He'll cover up with 3:36 to go in a scoreless first.
First time we said Wilson's name in a hot second.
Yeah, the Hat-Tricks spending a lot of time in the offensive zone of late.
The next home game is Thursday, December 23rd, Ugly Sweater Night versus the Delaware Thunder. Got an ugly sweater? Put it to good use at Ugly Sweater Night.
Final 3:36 of the first. Ruiz wins a defensive zone draw. McDonald ahead for Bonnell, who will sky to center and look for Lazaro through the neutral zone. Can't control it, but Ruiz steers it forward. Now it's turned over again. Williams deep into the Hat-Tricks end. Stopped by Susi. McDonald plays it off Wilson and into the corner. Hat-Tricks looking to outlet. Ruiz ahead for Bonnell, out of his reach. Won't have enough on it for icing. Manzo will have to collect in his own zone. Williams up across his own blue line through center. Chased from behind by Lazaro, and the puck works itself to Crawford, who gets crushed into the boards by McDonald. Back behind the Hat-Tricks net, Susi controls. Ahead for McDonald up the left wing. Gains the red line, chips into the near corner. All the way across. Tom Mealy chasing. Puck squirts all the way back to the far point where Dowda keeps it in off the end boards into the corner. Near side, it's Lambden, hammers it all the way back around. Takes a bounce in the corner. The Hat-Tricks have it. Steve Mealy behind the circle, coming out to the center point. Fires on net, hits a body in front. Rebound, Tom, and it's blocked as Lambden carries out to center. Through the left wing, he's caught by Mealy, and the Hat-Tricks have the puck right back. Tom Mealy through at the red line, will chip in. Into the corner with 2:15 to play. Dowda forechecking, can't find the puck as Federley takes out to center. Off of a body, and Brown will control. Ahead for the Hat-Tricks, looking for Kuznetsov. Now the dump in from Port Huron, taken off of Brown's chest and down to the ice. Brown controls at his own blue line. Ahead for Kuznetsov, who has the puck in his skates and can't get it deep. 1:45 to play in the first. Suffredini chips high in the air to the right side of the Hat-Trick zone. In the far corner, it's Atwell chasing against Graham. Atwell wins the puck to Anderson, who turns behind his own net, and Jay finds it out in front. Graham in his skates, pushes on goal, and Wilson able to find that puck in front of his left pad. 1:32 to go in the first of a scoreless game. Some turnovers in the Hat-Trick zone end there.
Can't be having that right in front of Wilson. That's not giving him a lot to do. Luckily, that one just kind of fell by the wayside. He was able to cover it. Nevertheless, though, Wilson has looked sharp when he needed to.
Graham wins the draw for Sura in the slot, stopped by Jesso, who will carry ahead on the right wing. Cutting through out of his own zone through center. Backhands to the far side. Anderson ahead for Kuznetsov. Left circle, back out in front. Jesso had his stick lifted. Back to the point, Oliver. Down low behind the net. Anderson couldn't get his stick free, but finds the puck in the far corner. Drops it behind the net for Kuznetsov. Cuts in the corner against Federley, working his way out to the circle. Flings, and it's off of the corner and back to the point. Last minute in the first period, Anderson takes over all the way across ring to ring to Kuznetsov. Flags it out of the air, out in front. The shot from Jesso, battling a bouncer, is stopped by Harney right in the chest. 50 seconds left in the first.
That line was buzzing out there, huh? They were in the offensive zone, creating a lot of chances. Anderson looking good, had his stick held in front of the net. Otherwise, I think that one might be in the twine. He had his stick tied up, couldn't get his stick free. But Danbury definitely controlling the pace of play here for the last 15 or so.
Jesso with a good play there to also flag down that puck, and Jesso is mixed up in some extracurriculars by the benches here.
can see it on your screen there. For those of you who watched the game last night, Gesso almost got into about 11 fights. So we'll see tonight what the result is. Gesso, a very valuable player for this Danbury team. You don't want to see him off for 5 minutes.
And anytime you play the same team 3 nights in a row, it's going to get a little bit testy in that final game. Last 50 seconds of the first, Ruiz wins the draw. Benel shot. And puck was dropped too soon. Again. Scoreless late in the first. Last 50 seconds. Ruiz will take a draw. Offensive zone, wins it back to Benel. Has a stick tied. Oliver pinches to push into the corner. Ruiz in the corner will take over. Steering behind the net, looking for Lazaro. Lazaro back to the point. Gallagher kicks it ahead to himself, chips forward, and it's taken by Port Huron. Chipped right back in by Gallagher. Behind the net, Ruiz chases. Half a minute to go in the first. In the corner, it's cleared to the point, not out, kept in by Oliver. Oliver at the circle, flings on goal, and it's stopped by Port Huron. Benel at the corner will play back to the point. Lazaro down low to Benel. 12 seconds in the period, out in front. Lazaro fires off a body, and it's tipped out of play behind the net. 9.8 to go in the first. No score.
Danbury scored a goal late in the first period last night. I believe there's, 2 seconds left on the clock, maybe 5? When Gordy Benel got that tally at the end of the first.
A little bit more time than that, I think. It was 19 seconds. Hat-tricks win the draw. Brown at the point with 8 seconds left. Plays into the corner. Henning takes it for Port Huron, battling. The Hat-tricks trying to work it free with 1 second left. And now Graham pins against the boards as the period ends. No score after 1. The Hat-tricks had a slow start, took a couple penalties, but it was the end of the first period where the Hat-tricks really dominated play in that latter half. The Hat-tricks will head to the break. It's scoreless after 1, and we'll be right back for period number 2. Josh Starr with Chad Oklin-Jolin just about ready for the second period here from Danbury. Scoreless after one. The hat trick started slowly, took a couple penalties, but have worked their way back and dominated the last part of that first period, Chad.
They really did. The shots, they ended up evening out towards the end, but they went down 5-0 to start. Shots ended up 8-7 in favor of Port Huron, and it was really first 5 minutes, hat tricks were killing a penalty. After that, it was about 3 or 4 minutes of jockeying for position, just trying to get control of the game. In the last 10, Danbury really took it to them. Always in the offensive zone. We'll see here, but Danbury wouldn't shock me if they jumped out here in this period. As we're about to get ready underway, it'll be Ruiz at center.
Hat tricks unable to win the draw, and Port Huron will take into the hat trick's end. It's Soyless cutting into the slot, and it's tipped away by Ruiz, who's jawing with Lambden, and the hat tricks turn the puck over. Lazaro drops it, and Port Huron has the control. Suffredini out toward the front of the net. It's blocked away. Lazaro springs forward to Bennell. Bennell through center, half a minute into the second. Scoreless in Danbury. Bennell across the line, fires. Blocker down by Harney into the near half wall as Suffredini chips to center. Soyless across to Lambden and across into the hat trick zone. His shot off of Wilson's blocker high behind the glass and taken over by the hat tricks. Lazaro with some space through center will carry slowly and bank it ahead for Ruiz. Ruiz into the corner in the Port Huron zone over skates. Johnson pushes up the boards, taken by Oliver, chipped ahead, and Mealy will fire it all the way around. Tom to Steve on this near side as Steve turns the puck off the boards, back to himself, down low, Dowda out, back in front. Steve Mealy has it off his stick and wide of the net. He'll take back over in the corner. Graham stuffs it out and is able to get it to center. Dowda takes back over for the hat tricks. Now numbers for Danbury as Port Huron gets back. Tom Mealy far circle, fires off of Harney and deep to the corner where Roseboom will take over. Over skates, now out in front. Dowda couldn't get his shot off. Jay takes over and carries the center. Johnson will chip in for Port Huron behind the hat trick's net. Takes a hit from Gallagher behind. It is still Johnson with the puck, and now it's poked away by Dowda to Jay at the circle. Fires in. Tipped high behind the net by Wilson. Steve Mealy in the corner, out to Dowda, who one-hands it forward to Gesso. Back to Dowda across the Port Huron line, steers back to the far circle. Gesso off his stick into the corner. He pins a player up and gets the puck back for the hat tricks. Working his way into the corner, upended. It's played up the boards, kept in by Susie. D to D is McDonald, has a pop up in the air. He'll swat it forward. Anderson, hard angle, stopped by Harney with the stick and pushed ahead to Manzo. His outlet intercepted by Susie, whose pass ahead for Anderson is behind him, and Johnson will take over for Port Huron. 2:20 into this second period, no score. Deep into the hat trick zone, Wilson plays it to the near wall where Beauclair pushes back in deep. In the far corner, Crawford works by Susie. Anderson finds the puck, outlets to Kuznetsov, and now Gesso through center, across the line, at the left circle, cutting down low, working his way all the way around the other side. Back out to the far circle, and the wrister is stopped in front by Suffredini and cleared to center. Aaron Atwell, cross ice feed for Anderson, into the zone, high slot, wrister high and over the net. Now Anderson rebound, side of the net, couldn't stuff it in, and it's cleared all the way down by Port Huron. In on goal, so no icing. Wilson plays it into the corner. Atwell ahead for Lazaro, has Ruiz to his left. He'll dump in all the way around the board near side. Bennell charging in after it. Puck hops in the air. In the corner, Ruiz trying to chip it back to himself. Now is able to work it free in the corner. Ahead for Bennell. Working against Federley. 3.5 into the second. It's turned over. Kept in at the point by Atwell. His shot in front. Slowed down and Federley outlets. Suffredini skating through center at the hat trick's line at the circle. Shot and stopped by Wilson with his skate. Didn't quite know exactly where it was, but able to make the stop. 3:42 into the second, scoreless.
It was interesting watching Wilson today during the pregame, because yesterday, of course, you didn't get to start watching him warm up. Exact same routine. Goaltenders are definitely creatures of habit, and watching him and the backup, Frankie McClendon, their warm-up routines could not be more different. You could tell me they're playing different sports, and I would believe you.
Wilson juggling tennis balls all throughout the warm-up process, and helps him be able to stop the puck like he has so far tonight. He is 15 for 15 into the hat-trick's end. Dowda gloves it down to himself and will skate forward with some speed through center ice. Dowda across the line, drops it off to the right side, tip in front. Dowda wide of the net, has it back to the point. Oliver across. Gallagher had it on the wrong side of him, and he'll play it in deep. Dowda behind the net, can't control. Johnson takes over for Port Huron. 4:20 into this second period. Tom Mealy forces a turnover, working his way back left point. Walking across the line and switching with Oliver. Down low, Mealy at the circle, snaps one. It's stopped by Harney. 15:28 to go in the second, no score. Tom Mealy trying to do it all himself there.
It's funny watching Tom and Steve Mealy play just because they process the game, it seems like, at a little bit higher level than some of the players out there. And watching Mealy, it looks like, just to be frank, looks like they aren't trying sometimes when they have the puck. But they're really skating around the zone, getting good angles and getting good chances. It's just an interesting a testament to their hockey IQ.
Hat-tricks win the draw. The shot from Kuznetsov wide. And Dave McIsaac loves riding that Mealy line just for the experience, as the Hat-tricks will have Anderson, Kuznetsov, and Jesso out for this shift. Anderson along the dasher has it taken away. It's cleared out to center. Brown retreating into his own zone, skating backwards into the corner, will outlet ahead for Jesso, right on the tape. Jesso across the Prowlers line, at the circle, across for Anderson, fires wide. Jesso has the rebound at the circle, a high slot. Atwell's shot rises high as Anderson finds the rebound behind the net. Leaves it for Jesso, skating back out to the dasher. All the way across, McDonald streaking in off the bench, out in front, battling away. It pops out to the point. Jesso across for Susi, right circle, fires, and it's swallowed by Harney. 5:24 into the second, no score between the Hat-tricks and Prowlers. We'll be right back. Hat-tricks in the second period here early. Scoreless between Danbury and Port Huron. Josh Starr with Chad Oakland-Jolin, and Johnny Ruiz will take an offensive zone draw. He wins it off to the side. It pops high in the air, gloved by Bunnell, who upends a Prowler. It's cleared to and it's cleared high off the glass and out. All the way down, it will go for icing. 5:50 into the second. Scoreless, and Hat-tricks have had a couple chances in this series, hitting pucks out of the air, and there was another one from Bunnell trying to swat it into the cage. Could not convert, but he will stay out with the top line right now. Ruiz, Lazaro, and Bunnell. Bunnell starting at the point on this face-off, as Oliver at the circle to take this draw, with Ruiz taking it against Lambden. Gallagher at the point also, and Ruiz wins it back to Bunnell, who turns it over. Oliver having to skate back. It's chipped high into the hat-trick zone. 6 minutes into the second. No score. Gallagher barrels into the boards to get the puck ahead, and Hat-tricks clear off of Ruiz's stick, and Federle corrals it for Port Huron. Banked up the boards. Williams in the neutral zone across Foley. Tips it into the hat-trick zone. Going for icing, and it is called with 13:44 left in the second.
Do got to say, partner, those Skating Rabbit jerseys look great.
It's a clean look for the Hat-tricks tonight. Two of the better jerseys in the league in this game. Crawford will take the defensive zone draw against Mealy, wins it to Dowda, and it's fired wide. Back out to center ice. McDonald chips in and Federle will take over for Port Huron. Suffredini in his own zone will circle behind the net. Pestered by Tom Mealy, who's forechecking, and the Hat-Tricks turn the puck over. Dowda looking out in front for Mealy, and the second try on the pass blocked by Suffredini, who takes over and clears out to Beauclair, tips to center. Susi banking ahead, looking for Steve Mealy. It's taken by Federle and cleared back out to center. Tom Mealy on the right wing. Chips ahead for Dowda, who tries to walk by Williams, can't get it by, and it's chipped again out to center ice. 7 minutes played in the second, no score. Hat-Tricks and Prowlers. Mealy across the line. Steve for Tom, and now down low. Dowda had it behind him, and it was pushed out to center by Port Huron. Atwell across for Brown. A stray puck is on the ice right now.
It's the second time that's happened as of late.
12:37 to go, and a whistle because of that stray puck. No score here in Danbury. A neutral zone draw coming up. Neutral zone draw right outside the Hat-Tricks zone. Hat-Tricks defending the zone to our right, and now they'll move the draw into the Hat-Tricks end. To the right of Brian Wilson. Anderson will take it for the Hat-Tricks. Graham for Port Huron. Anderson wins it to Brown, who backhands behind the net for Atwell, pushing to Jesso all the way across to Kuznetsov into the Port Huron zone. Anderson has it right circle, cutting at the hash mark, circling back at the top of the ring, fires and fans on the shot as he gets it back to Brown, all the way back down low behind the cage. Jesso chasing in after it, lost his stick, and Johnson will take over. Kuznetsov chasing after him, and Jesso forces the turnover along the near half wall. Kuznetsov battling in the corner, has a bouncing puck, and Jesso comes away with it. Back out to Kuznetsov behind him, and Jay will outlet to center. For Sura getting the legs moving through center ice at the Hat-Tricks line, down low into Jay. Backhand stopped by Wilson. Jay all alone in front, and Wilson stops him as the Ameriprise save of the game. Graham back out down low to Jay, and it's stopped by the Hat-Tricks. Ruiz able to chip to center, and Jesso carries through. Right to left, Jesso across the line to Kuznetsov, snaps one into the glove of Harney. 11 and a half to go in the second, no score, and what a big stop there from Wilson.
Yeah, that would have been a backbreaker to give that up after the sustained offensive pressure you had. And I like that line, the lines tonight for Danbury. It's an interesting combo because you have both Mealy's and Dowda. They're kind of the slow and grinding role. Then the top and bottom, a lot of firepower on that first and third line.
Ruiz with the first line out, wins the draw. Shot tipped by Bennell wide of the net. Ruiz takes back over in the corner. Serving forward to Bennell behind the net. Upends a Prowler. And the Hat-Tricks back out. Bennell, hard angle shot. Stopped maybe at the side of the net. Back to the point. Left point is Gallagher. Lazaro now at the circle, all the way across to Oliver, settling a puck into the corner. Ruiz against Henning, and Henning wins that battle and is able to work ahead. The Hat-Tricks are able to keep the puck in at first. Now it's swatted all the way down, and it will go for icing. 9:05 into the second. Still scoreless, and the Hat-Tricks will send that Mealy and Dowda line out to take this draw. Steve Mealy will take the face-off against Cade Lambden. Circle to the left of Harney in the Prowlers net. Prowlers win the draw, and it's cleared off the glass and out to center. Gallagher at the red line. Forward for Steve Mealy. Back out in front. Dowda fires off a body. Bounds wide, and Tom Mealy plays it back to the point. Oliver bobbling the puck. It's forced out to center, and he'll kick it back in. The Hat-Tricks had a player in offside, so Port Huron will carry out. Across the Hat-Tricks line, Manzo swinging at the hash marks, far side. It's turned behind the net. 9.5 into the second. No score. Pushed down low by Port Huron, deep behind the Hat-Tricks cage. Oliver springs Steve Mealy up the right wing. Across to Dowda into the zone. Dowda out in front. Tom, one-timer stopped by Harney, sliding across to his right, and it's cleared to center. McDonald will take over, banking it off the far boards to Tom Mealy. Mealy at the right circle, cutting at the hash marks, down into the slot. Dowda fires wide, and the rebound into the corner. Federley with one hand on the stick, pushes ahead, not out of the zone. Susi fires, rebound from Tom Mealy as he's falling down. Had the shot off and stopped by Harney. At the left point, McDonald into Tom Mealy at the circle. All around on this shift, Tom Mealy drops to Kuznetsov. Now McDonald working down low. McDonald behind the net, out in front. Kuznetsov had it tipped away. Susi keeps it in at the point, across to Gesso, left side. Gesso winds, blast, and stopped by Harney. Hat-tricks completing a full line change while keeping the puck in the offensive zone there, but no score still with 9:26 left in the second. Hat-tricks with an offensive zone draw halfway through regulation. Won by Anderson, back to the point. Gesso wings it all the way around. Kuznetsov out in front, stopped by Port Huron. Scoreless here midway through the second period. Gesso at the neutral zone will dump in. Anderson swatting away. It's out of play and goes behind the net. Face-off coming up. 9:07 to go in the second. No score between Danbury and Port Huron.
Impressive stick handling there by Gesso. So he's able to take that puck back out of the blue line through the neutral zone and restart the attack. We'll see here as it looks like he's going to be at the blue line.
Anderson taking the draw to Kuznetsov on the left side. Now Gesso coming down low. Anderson in the corner. Can't control it, but it's back to the point. Atwell fires off a body in front. Gesso has it at the slot. Backhand shovel on net. It's stopped by the blocker of Harney. Now a hit from Anderson behind. And the Hat-tricks have the puck right back in the corner. Takes a bounce as now it's the arm was up, and now the Hat-tricks take the puck right back down low. And Port Huron will carry out to center. Dalton J through center, leaves it for Sura. Down low around the net, has Wilson out, tries to shoot it off him and in. Wilson sealed it off. 8.5 to go in the second. No score, and the Hat-tricks take a penalty here. Anderson gonna get called. We'll see what this call is. He laid a hit on Lambden.
And it's use a basketball term here, ball don't lie. Anderson got away with a high stick on this end that I think was the result of the raised hand for the referee that confused both of us up here, partner. He ends up in the box anyways.
Roughing? Looks like roughing will be the call, and this Port Huron power play gets another chance. 8:20 to go in the second. Hat-tricks win the draw and clear all the way down. Third Port Huron power play of the night, 0 for 2 so far, but coming into the night a league best, 25.4%. Anderson off for roughing. As for Sura carries into the hat-trick zone, the official call is a rough on Anderson. Half a minute into the power play. Far side Soilis to the point. Suffredini back to Soilis at the left circle. Down low, Foley to the hash mark, Soilis. Back to the point now. Across near side, Henning all the way ring to ring. Soilis snapping one and through traffic. Wilson able to see that puck and cover it with the glove. 1:19 to go on the power play for Port Huron. They'll send the power play one back out to the ice here with Graham, J, Lambton, Federle, and Johnson. 7:39 in the second period. Scoreless in Danbury. Dowda will take the draw, able to win it to Brown along the boards. He's pinned up against the corner there by Jay. 3 Prowlers against 2 hat-tricks, and Atwell comes away with the puck, scoops the center, and the hat-tricks get another clear. Halfway through the penalty kill for Danbury. Through center, Graham. Off to the left wing, Federle into the hat-trick zone. 50 seconds left on the power play for Port Huron. Federle down the bottom of the circle, far side for Jay. Jay surveying back to the point. Now we'll pass down low to Graham. Graham all the way back out in front, and Steve Mealy tips it out to center. 35 seconds left.
It's a play like that I'm talking about with the Mealies. Just one poke, that's all you need to get the puck all the way down the ice.
Half a minute left on the penalty kill. Mealy in the neutral zone, forcing Federle back, and there's Mealy again in a shooting lane, or passing lane rather. He'll have the puck in the neutral zone, short-handed into the zone, drops it for Dowda, who wings it on goal. Stopped by Harney, now back down low, Dowda working his way around into the corner. 10 seconds left on the kill for the hat-tricks. Dowda plays it back to center where Oliver chips in, and 5 seconds left on the kill. The hat-tricks are 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. Anderson out of the box. Johnson deep into the hat-trick zone. Shot off a stick and tips in on goal. Gloved by Wilson. 6:15 to play in the second. No score, and the hat-tricks, good job on the penalty kill tonight against a dangerous power play.
Absolutely. That's something they needed to shut down. Converting at 25% is a pretty insane number. Yeah, that's a lot of power play goals for Port Huron. Keeping them dormant is a crucial key to victory.
Face off to the right of Wilson after the penalty kill. Anderson back on the ice, wins the draw to Susi. Up the far boards, Kuznetsov cycles back below his own net, and will start the breakout here in his own zone. All the way ahead for Jesso, off his stick, deep into the Port Huron zone. Behind the cage, into the corner, Jesso still chasing after the puck. It's worked to the point. Jesso turns it back down, and Kuznetsov had been upended, so mess of players here in the neutral zone, and the hat-tricks come away with it. Anderson into the zone, offside at the line. 5:45 to go in the second. No score. And that was just a jumbled sequence there.
Yeah, it was very offsides there for Kuznetsov, but it was, he got tied up at the top of the zone there. It looked a little dangerous, but it looks like he's okay coming off the ice, and Danbury going to send that top line out there. Try and right the ship now, get on the board, and it would be that, partner, right after 2 10-plus goal performances. No goals here with 25 minutes remaining in the game. 24
total goals in the last 2 nights, and now none so far past the halfway point in regulation. Just 5.5 to go in the second period. Bunnell into the Port Huron zone at the right point, drops it down low for Lazaro, cuts back to Bunnell, right circle, down low, shovels in, and it's high off of the shoulder of Harney. Bunnell has it right back at the circle, trying to power it forward, gloves it down to himself in the corner, pushing toward Ruiz, who has the puck in the corner. Back to the point, Atwell all the way across. Brown keeps it along the blue line, tip in front and back to the near side. Ruiz couldn't find it. Atwell all the way across, high slot, shot from Lazaro, blocked, and Soilis will carry out the center. 5 to go in the second of a scoreless game. Crowd trying to get the hat-tricks going with a let's go hat-tricks chant. Across is Tom Mealy to Johnny Ruiz across the line, dropping back, all the way back across, and it's intercepted by Soilis. Gallagher takes it at center, banks it off the boards, far wing to Tom Mealy, who fans on the pass, and Port Huron comes out the other way. Soilis at the circle, drops for Jay, and he can't handle. Hat-tricks back in. Tom Mealy across the line, all the way down low to Oliver, streaking in. The shot stopped by Harney. 4:26 to go in the second. No score in Danbury, and we will step aside here late in the second. Offensive zone draw coming up for the Hat Tricks. Late here in the second, 4:26 to go. Scoreless after some high-scoring games to start this series. Dowda can't win the draw, and Federle will control behind his own net. Working behind and will outlet to Graham through center. Player coach for Port Huron, deep off of Wilson's blocker and into the half wall, far side. Dowda scoops forward. It's kept in, and now the Hat Tricks clear. 2-on-1 for the Hat Tricks. It's the Mealy brothers. Steve at the right circle, working his way down low, out in front. Tom scores! The Mealy connection opens the scoring for the Hat Tricks. 4:01 to go in the second, and it's a 1-0 Danbury lead. Take a look at the replay here. Steve across the Tom and didn't get all of it, but able to sneak it by across the goal line, and the Hat Tricks lead 1-0.
And here come the Carrots. A little bit strange to have the Carrots this late in the game, partner.
Yeah,
We're
it's
used to seeing
usually
them.
early on.
Yeah.
Hat Tricks have had a good offensive year at home so far, and this is the latest in a game that they haven't been able to score until this point. But it was a great job by the Mealies to get that puck free in the neutral zone, and working a 2-on-1 with that experience is going to work out in the Hat Tricks' favor most of the time.
And Oliver, too. Easton Oliver, the second assist for the breakout pass. Hat Tricks finally get one, and you knew it was going to be one of those gritty goals. As it was, the 2-on-1 always looks good, but right there, Mealy probably got 15% of that puck, and it still ended up crossing the line. I even think the netminder got a piece of it on the way in.
Might have glanced off the post as well. The correction on the stats, they updated the second assist to Gallagher, not Oliver. And the Hat Tricks lead 1-0. It's that experience from Steve. Harney looked in the net like he thought Steve Mealy was going to shoot that puck, and at the last second was able to feed it across. Tom, like you said, didn't get all of it, but didn't need to because of the setup from Steve.
Yeah, patience is a virtue. You see there, Steve held that puck. If, myself and everyone being used to the junior game, at least that's also played here inside Danbury Arena, that kind of game, that puck's getting passed way earlier. It probably ends up in a set of skates. That's where you see the hockey IQ and that type of stuff kind of really show through at this level of hockey.
After the Carrots are cleaned up, ready to get back underway, Hat Tricks win the draw forward. And Jesso will turn it back to the neutral zone, where McDonald outlets all the way back across Kuznetsov into the zone at the hash marks, fires in, stopped by Harney, bounces out to Jesso. All cross for Susi, has some space, fires in, gloved by Harney. 3:38 to go in the second. 1-0 Hat Tricks on the goal just moments ago from Tom Mealy.
The building came alive with that one. Of course, you expect it to, but nice to see some life here in Danbury Arena. Just under 4 minutes remaining here. Hat Tricks in the lead.
Anderson has been outstanding in the face-off circle tonight, but just as I say that, he drops the draw. Hat Tricks still able to keep it in. Behind the net, Henning has it for Port Huron, and at the circle, Kuznetsov lost his stick and had to go back to retrieve it. Out through center, Lambden has it poked away. It's taken back by the Hat Tricks. Jesso into the zone, left circle, looking in front, fires hard angle, and Harney had to slide across to make that save. The net moved a little bit, but will play on. Atwell down low to Kuznetsov. All the way in front, Jesso backhand, and looking for Anderson at the far post, scrambling away. Puck is still loose. It bounds into the corner. Henning finds it in skies, high in the air to center. Flag down by Steve Brown, who will bank ahead for Kuznetsov. Through to Jesso across the line, high slot. Looking at Ruiz. Now Jesso fires in front. Kuznetsov, rebound try. Stopped by Harney. Skied again, high in the air. Gloved by Brown, down low behind the cage. Jesso behind the net, working out in front, and finally, I think they blow this dead for the net being off. 2:37 to go in the second. A 1-0 Hat Tricks lead.
Penalty box operator Tom is going to announce come to the merchandise table for your free t-shirt. Congratulations.
Hat-tricks win the draw. Ruiz back to the point. Gallagher tipped in front off of Graham and out to center. Gallagher at his own line, drops it ahead, looking for Bunnell through center, and stopped by Graham. Graham into the hat-trick zone, off to the left wing. It's Oliver who intercepts, and the hat-tricks clear forward. Bunnell through across the Port Huron line, drops it behind his legs and fell down as he tried to cut back and retrieve it. Now Jay into the hat-trick zone, left circle. Jay fires high and wide, over and out of play. Not sure if Wilson got a touch on that or not, but 2:03 left in the second, 1-0. I think Wilson's pleading that he did not touch that puck and wants the face-off to go out to center.
It's a futile attempt there. It's real hard to shoot a puck that high. It's got to hit something.
It will be in the hat-trick zone, and the experienced line, Mealy's and Dowda take the draw. Dowda will win it. Back to Susi, who steers behind his own net to McDonald. Up the right wing, Steve Mealy. And the hat-tricks break out into the neutral zone. Tom deep into the Port Huron zone. Last 2 minutes of the second. Out in front, Steve off his stick to the point. McDonald across to Tom Mealy. Bobbles at first, now corrals it at the right point. Down low, a streaking McDonald back out in front all the way through the goal mouth. Back to Tom Mealy at the point. Deep into the zone, it's Steve Mealy. Out back to the slot, and Tom couldn't handle the pass. Roseboom speeding to center. 1:25 to go. Roseboom chips into the hat-trick zone. 1-0 Danbury. The clear hits the referee and bounces to Dowda, who clears the center. Tom Mealy has it there, across to his brother, into the Port Huron zone, across the line, and the centering feed for Dowda intercepted. Williams the other way for Port Huron. 1:05 to play in the period. Williams drops for Crawford, right circle, out in front, tip, and they score. It's Alex Johnson who finds the back of the net. Exactly 1 minute to go in the period, and Port Huron finds the equalizing goal. It's Alex Johnson getting goal number 6 on the season.
Tough break. Again, though, Wilson makes the first save. Can't do much if that's what's going to happen after the fact. As Wilson been perfect until that point. 1-1, though, hat-tricks. It's been an even game. They've played a better game. They've been better for a majority of the night. But 1-1 seems like an apt score for how this game has gone.
Crawford and Williams get the assists on the Johnson goal. Hat-tricks in their own zone. Had the momentum from the Mealy goal, but Port Huron now ties it up late in the second. Steve Brown through center, tipped in by Kuznetsov behind the Port Huron cage. Coming out near side, Anderson trying to work free to the side. Lost it, and it's pushed up the boards. Now it's past Atwell. 2-on-1 for Port Huron. Soilis into the hat-trick zone. Soilis, and gets by Brown. The pass out in front at the blue paint. Stopped by the hat-tricks and cleared. It will run out of steam, so no icing against the hat-tricks as they charge in. Kuznetsov looking for the puck behind the net and is unable to find it. It's Suffredini who controls. 15 seconds left in the period. Chipped high off the glass, looking for Soilis. It's taken by Easton Oliver for the hat-tricks. Last 5 of the second period. Gallagher controls and plays forward to Kuznetsov, who tips in, and that will end the period. 1-1 after 40 minutes, and the hat-tricks and Prowlers 2 goals in the final 4:01 of the second period are tied at 1 after 40. It was first Tom Mealy from Steve Mealy and Garrett Gallagher at 15:59, and then 3:01 later, Alex Johnson ties it up from Isaiah Crawford and Caleb Williams. We'll head to the final 20 minutes, 1-1 here in Danbury, and it's a barn burner here on a Saturday night. We'll step aside and be back for the third period after this. Final 20 minutes of play here in Danbury. It's 1-1. Prowlers and the Hat Tricks after 40 minutes. Josh Starr with Chad Oklin-Jolin, and it's a low-scoring affair so far in Danbury. Ruiz and Lambden to take the draw. Ruiz wins it, and we're underway in the third. Atwell up the left wing to Bonnell, who's stopped at the line. Now will swing at it and push it in deep. Taken by Port Huron. Soilis up the left wing and sealed off the boards at the Hat Tricks line. Behind the net, Hat Tricks drop it into the corner. No one was there. All the way back around the far boards, Ruiz scoops it ahead and gets it out to center, where it's taken by the Prowlers. Back into the Hat Trick zone, kicked by Steve Brown, and the Hat Tricks move forward. 30 seconds into the third period. Tied at 1. The Prowlers working out of their own zone. Roseboom fan on the pass, and now the Hat Tricks back the other way off of Steve Mealy's skate and back toward the Hat Trick zone. Out of the net on the side, Wilson plays it behind for Gallagher. Dropping for Oliver up the boards to Tom Mealy. Circling back in his own zone, banks it behind the net for Oliver, who turns back behind his own cage. Gallagher a minute in to the third. Tied at 1. Gallagher up the right side. Ahead across the line at the circle. Shot off of Harney and wide of the net. And it's taken and cleared out to center. Behind the net, Johnny McDonald starting the breakout. A minute and a half into play in the third. Tied at 1. Tom Mealy, the Hat Tricks goal scorer, across the line, leaving it far side. Dowda fires a shot high and wide off the glass and out of play. 18:23 to go in the third. Tied at 1.
Check out the Hat Tricks Lounge. Drink specials, including 2-for-1 White Claws. Located up the upstairs concourse across from the suites.
Face-off coming up. Hat Tricks offensive zone. Attacking left to right, far side circle. Anderson wins the draw cleanly back to Jesso, walking down low. Bottom of the ring and is stopped there behind the net. Kuznetsov works it free to Jesso. Back to the point, McDonald. McDonald walking in, fires, sneaks by, and is in! The Hat Tricks score. Kuznetsov was behind, and the teammates are giving credit to McDonald as he snuck one through. Harney. 18:10 to go in the third, and the Hat Tricks lead 2-1. Here's the replay. As it definitely crossed the line. Kuznetsov turned right to McDonald, so it seems like he didn't get his stick on it.
I think that was one of the, it would have gone in without Kuznetsov, but Kuznetsov slammed it home. In my eyes, that's Kuznetsov's goal. But either way, Hat Tricks up 2-1. I think they'll take it.
We're going to give credit to McDonald from Jesso and Anderson. 2 minutes into the third, the Hat Tricks take the lead. 2-1. Henning up the right wing for Port Huron. Banks off the boards, and the Hat Tricks clear to center. Anderson dropping for Kuznetsov. 3-on-2 for the Hat Tricks. Kuznetsov across Jesso. Fires. Stopped by Harney. Rebound. Jesso side of the net. Gets hit by Henning, and now he'll keep the puck as it's played around the boards to Brown at the point. All the way across, Atwell hops over his stick, still puts one toward goal, tipped wide. Jesso out in front to Anderson, off his stick and wide. Brown has it at the right circle, centering feed blocked away, and it's down behind the cage. Kuznetsov flags it down in the corner and unable to control. Prowlers clear to center. Brown goes D to D at his own line, ahead looking for Ruiz, can't find him. Gordy Bonnell has it at the Prowlers line. Lazaro steps in at the circle. Lazaro out in front for Ruiz. It's over his stick and wide. Hat Tricks retreating on defense now. Graham walking in, shot just wide of the net into the corner for Sura. All the way across the goal mouth, and Bonnell leaves it for Ruiz, who carries into center. Ruiz into the zone, caught from behind by Frisura. And the Hat Tricks caught with an extra player on. Oliver had to hop off. No call against Danbury. Dowda across to Mealy off a stick and past him. Prowlers control in their own zone. Dalton J through center across the Hat-Tricks logo up to Crawford into the zone, and stopped by the Hat-Tricks and taken to center. Dowda speeding across the Prowlers line at the circle. Far side, flings one in. It's stopped by Harney. Steve Mealy has it in the corner. Cycling his way back out up top to the top of the circle. He's upended, and it's going to be a penalty against Port Huron. Hat-Tricks take the lead early here in the third, and now head to the power play. With 16:07 to go in regulation. It's the first power play for the Hat-Tricks in this game, coming in at 21.7%. Hat-Tricks win the draw. Bonnell at the circle. Down low to Steve Mealy. Back up top, Ruiz. Ruiz across to Dowda, who plays it to the near half wall. No one was there, and now the Prowlers come out shorthanded. They scored shorthanded last night, have 5 total on the year. The Hat-Tricks recover. 2-on-1 for Danbury. Now it's a 3-on-1 with Ruiz cutting in. Tom Mealy at the far circle, fires, and the rebound stopped. And Mealy, Steve this time controls. At the left point, Steve down low to Johnny Ruiz. Ruiz cutting back up to the circle, turning at the hash marks to Steve Mealy down low. At the corner, Ruiz hammers around to Tom Mealy on the near side. 40 seconds into the power play. 15.5 in the game. One-timer Ruiz wide of the net as Tom Mealy can't keep the puck in the zone. Back out to center. 50 seconds into the power play. 15:10 to go in the third period. Hat-Tricks lead 2-1.
Huron penalty to number 14, Zachary Pistura. He receives 2 minutes for
Hooking the call on for Sura as Gesso streaks through center at the far ring. Shot wide of the net. Anderson has it right point. Bangs it down low to Gesso at the hash marks. Working his way down to Anderson in the corner. Anderson looking out in front, and it's stopped away. He still has the puck at the right point all the way across. Oliver, far circle, fires in, tipped by Brown, wide of the net. Brown in the net front once again here on the power play. Anderson fires, scores! A power play goal for Corey Anderson, and the Hat-Tricks lead by 2. 3-1, Danbury, 14:35 to go in regulation. It's Corey Anderson's 12th of the year. Anderson got the puck at the circle and just had too much steam on that shot for Greg Harney. Hat-Tricks lead by 2.
Great play there, taking advantage of a good offensive zone time, good offensive zone pressure there. And to leave no doubt, you saw there in the replay, even if the puck didn't go in off of Anderson's shot, it ended up in the net anyways. So 5 minutes in, what a different looking game this is now with a 3-1 advantage for Danbury.
2 goals for the Hat-Tricks in the first 5+ minutes of this third period to take a 2-goal advantage. McDonald into the zone off of Anderson's stick and back out to center. 14:10 to go in regulation. Hat-Tricks with 2 quick ones to start the third, and they lead 3-1. Gesso gets an assist on the goal by Anderson as Kuznetsov carries in to the zone. Taken by Port Huron and cleared all the way down. It will go for icing against the Prowlers. 13:54 to go in the third. 3-1, Hat-Tricks lead.
Looks like we're going to get a media timeout here. When we return, we'll have the final 14 minutes of action for the third period. The official bank of the Danbury Hat-Tricks, Fairfield County Bank. It's where the Hat-Tricks bank, and the tellers wear the Danbury Hat-Tricks top hat. Fairfield County Bank is the hometown bank of the Danbury Hat-Tricks and are proud to support their hometown team. Of course, if you want to come in enjoy a Hat Tricks game, you can take it in from the Bank Vault, the name of the beautiful luxury suites here inside Danbury Arena.
Ruiz taking an offensive zone draw. His point streak still on the line here tonight. He's scored a point in all 16 Hat Tricks games so far this season. Nothing tonight, and he'll tell you he just cares about the scoreboard, and the Hat Tricks are up 2. Here's Bunnell across center ice and through into the Port Huron zone. 6.5 into the third. 3-1 Hat Tricks lead. As Ruiz can't control the puck, it's pushed to center. Brown takes over at his own line, across for Atwell, left side, up the wing. It's Bunnell tipping into Ruiz. Ruiz at the circle, shot off of Harney's shoulder and into the corner. Lazaro behind the cage, working his way free, and now Johnson takes it back over. Johnson out to center, off a stick, and to Steve Brown, who will take over for the Hat Tricks. Deep into the Port Huron zone. Tom Mealy in on the forecheck, unable to corral the puck. 7 minutes played in the third. Atwell stops a puck at center and scoops forward, looking for Steve Mealy. It was batted away, and now the Prowlers come back. Even through center, 3-on-3. Manzo gets the line and dumps in. Atwell behind the Hat Tricks net, hard off the glass, and that will go all the way down. Will be icing against the Hat Tricks. 12:36 left in the third. 2-goal lead for Danbury.
Seen them have trouble closing games out, especially here at home. So see, I know it's a big point of emphasis for Dave McIsaac, and up till this point in the game, much better in their own zone.
Hat Tricks can't win the draw this time in their own zone. The shot fired wide to the net and trickles down for Wilson to cover up. 12:31 to go in regulation. 3-1 Hat Tricks. You're right, Dave McIsaac has to be pleased with the effort tonight in their own zone, but still have work to do here. Top line out for Port Huron. Graham, Frisura, and Jay. Hat Tricks win the draw with Dowda taking it. The Mealy brothers on his wing, and Oliver will clear ahead to Dowda through center off his stick and taken by the Hat Tricks. Mealy looking ahead for Dowda and can't find him. Jolton Jay into the Hat Tricks end. He's cut by Gallagher, but the Hat Tricks can't clear. Gallagher now able to Tom Mealy, and he will play in softly to the Port Huron zone. Dowda chasing after it behind the net. It comes free to Kuznetsov near corner. Kuznetsov working his way up to the hash marks. Back to the point, playing all the way down around the boards to the far corner. Dowda takes over at the dasher there, but lost control, and Jay will carry out. Frisura swats into the center of the neutral zone. Has it back, left it for Jay, but he was off for a change. Kuznetsov circling back to his own zone. Will start back forward for the Hat Tricks. 11.5 to play in the third period in Danbury. Game 3 of this 3-game series. Hat Tricks taking the first 2 and leading 3-1 here in the third game. Kuznetsov backhands trying to clear the zone. Now he blocks the dump in. One-handed ahead from McDonald to Kuznetsov, and he'll carry ahead. Anderson across the Port Huron line, and he will chip it in, looking for Gesso. Can't connect. It's back out to center. Anderson just plays in deep. 11 minutes to play in the third period. 2-goal lead for the Hat Tricks. Atwell intercepts at center, up the left wing, carrying in, and now will sky it deep into the corner, far side. Prowlers end. The clear attempt up the near boards. Brown able to keep it in, winding, and now we'll play it down behind the net. Ruiz back out in front to Lazaro. The shot stoned by Harney off his blocker and out of play. What a pass from Ruiz down low, but Lazaro couldn't finish it. 10:43 to go, and it's 3-1 Hat Tricks.
Yeah, the vision there to just make something out of nothing. Through a, not blind, he knew he was there, but a backhanded pass along the side of the net, creating lanes where there were none. A good pass. Danbury still buzzing. 40 shots on the night now, almost doubling up Port Huron.
Ruiz easily wins the draw back to the point. Atwell back down low in the corner behind the net. Now Ruiz takes it out to the bottom of the ring, fires off Harney, and it's taken to the half wall. Ruiz trying to keep it in, cannot. Brown at center, plays it back to Atwell for the Hat Tricks. Up to Lazaro, far wing, across to Ruiz into the zone. High slot, Ruiz looking for a shooting lane, couldn't find one, drops for Bunnell. He'll scoop it in deep behind the net. Lazaro pinned up against the boards by Manzo. Ruiz skated by and now we'll go off for a change. Big hit in the corner from Bunnell. Fans appreciate that as Bunnell now gets crunched in, and Port Huron comes away with the puck. Manzo through center to Henning, who stopped at the red line. Oliver turns him back. Puck toward the Port Huron zone and taken again by Manzo. Halfway through the third period, Port Huron tips into the hat-trick zone behind the net. Oliver tips it back for Gallagher up the far boards. Tom Muley across to Steve, right wing, into the zone at the hash marks. Stops and plays down low. Off the glass and the glove of Dowda. Puck bounces around and taken by Roseboom. Cleared to center. Shuffling ahead is Jay across into the slot and stopped by the stick of McDonald. Hat-trick's clear, as that will be icing against Danbury. 9:18 to go in the third. 3-1, Hat-trick's lead, and we will step aside.
You need power? Pete is going to light you up. Dependable, reliable, services you can trust. Pete Ferrer and his team get you the juice to turn you loose. Light them up at FerrerElectricLLC.com.
Hat-tricks have had one Ferrer Electric power play tonight, and it was successful. The last goal from Corey Anderson, officially assisted by Dustin Gesso, and the Hat-tricks lead 3-1. 9:18 to play in the third. Dowda will take this draw in the hat-trick zone against Versura, and Dowda wins it back behind the net. Hat-tricks working forward. Tom Muley all the way across to Steve, off the boards and in on goal. No icing. Harney leaves it to the side of the net. Johnson springs forward to Jay. 9 minutes to play in regulation. Hat-tricks lead 3-1. Graham ahead into the hat-trick zone. Jay fires wide off the end boards. And Dowda couldn't control Jay down low in the corner. Behind the net for Versura. In the corner again. Back out to Johnson at the left point. He's shot. Blocked by Steve Mealy. Diving to try and clear. Can't get it out. And the Hat-tricks still in their own zone. Johnson at the right point. Down to Jay over his stick. And the Hat-tricks will control. Dowda behind the net. Turns it over to Graham. Graham back to Versura near side. Trying to go short side over Wilson. He hits the side of the net and the Hat-tricks clear. All the way down, it will be icing against Danbury with 8:17 to play in the third.
Port Huron showing some signs of life here, controlling the play in the offensive zone. Danbury. What's going on here? Mealy just holding on to Frescura's stick.
Versura didn't like that. Tom Mealy always involved. 8:17 left in the third period. The Mealys will have to stay on the ice.
Veteran play, though, got him a little bit of extra rest.
Dowda can't win the draw, and the shot fired in. Stick down by Wilson, and Brown couldn't handle it. Crawford able to put a shot on, and Wilson alert to make that stop. 8:11 to play in the third. 3-1 Hat-tricks, and that was almost disaster for Danbury.
I think Brown's thought process there was sound. I think he wanted to give Wilson the puck to cover it so they could get a change. But that was not communicated to Wilson, because that shot was from a dangerous area. Nevertheless, though.
Crawford didn't give Brown a ton of time either. Now it's up the boards. Near side, Hat-tricks won the draw. Oliver trying to clear ahead to Gesso, and he is able to. Banks it ahead to himself into the Port Huron zone. Stopped, and Anderson fires in. Stopped by Harney. Under 8 to play in the third. 2-goal lead for the Hat-tricks. This Anderson, Gesso, Kuznetsov line will stay out for Danbury.
They've been buzzing tonight.
Anderson will take the draw against Lambden. Anderson wins it cleanly. Kuznetsov snapshot is off a body, and down on the ice is Foley after blocking that shot. Hat Tricks still control the puck. Into the Port Huron zone. Foley makes his way off the ice. Susie able to swat a puck away, and the Hat Tricks clear down into the Port Huron zone. 7.5 to play in the third. 3-1. Hat Tricks lead at the red line. Ruiz onto the ice to push forward. It's played in on goal. Wilson blockers into the corner. Atwell clears up the boards off the glass. The centering pass in for Jay. Goes in offside. 7:14 to play. Hat Tricks lead by 2. Face-off will come up outside the Danbury zone. Ruiz will take this draw with Bunnell and Lazaro on the wings. Atwell and Brown always logging a ton of minutes out on the ice for the Hat Tricks. Deep into the Danbury zone. Brown in the corner. Leaves it for Lazaro up the boards. Taken by Port Huron. Jay's pass out to the point outside the zone. Past Henning. And all the way deep into the Port Huron zone. Hat Tricks on the puck. Lazaro down low looking for Bunnell. It's in his skates and taken by Frisura for Port Huron. Graham working through center across the Hat Tricks line. Serves it far side. Swatted away by Atwell, but Jay finds it. Fires in on goal. Stopped by Wilson through traffic and carried out to center. Lazaro just shoveling away to get that puck out of the zone. Bouncer in on Wilson. Side of the net. 6.5 to play in regulation. Lazaro up the left wing. Gets the red line, and Hat Tricks will change lines. Tom Mealy scoops in deep behind the Port Huron net. 6:15 to play in the third. 3-1. Hat Tricks in the corner. Dowda chasing after it. Tom Mealy able to turn the puck back to the point. Gallagher fires in on goal. Tip, and the kick save from the right leg of Harney keeps that puck out. Behind the net for Sura. Able to control for Port Huron. Bodied by Steve Mealy. The puck comes away out of the zone. Oliver having to go to the neutral zone to control it. Under 6 to play. Oliver hard around the boards to the left point. It's Gallagher softly playing into the far corner. Dowda takes it there, and 1 against 3. Dowda trying to keep the puck alive as the Hat Tricks finish off a change. Jesso and Kuznetsov out on the ice. Dowda still working the puck free at the circle, and now Port Huron will take over. Chipping high in the air to center, gloved by Oliver, and now Gallagher mishandles, and Port Huron will take over. Roseboom deep into the Hat Trick zone. Hard around the boards, near side. Oliver looking ahead and will try to outlet past the neutral zone, and it is worked free by Anderson. Ahead to Jesso, right side, into the zone, leaving for Anderson at the circle. Tip in front, scores! Anderson took the shot. Kuznetsov went right to him after. It might be Anderson's second of the night. 4-1 Hat Tricks, 5:06 to play in the third, and the Hat Tricks are in control late. Beat Harney short side. Kuznetsov didn't look like he got the tip on it, and Anderson has his second of the night, his 13th of the year, and the Hat Tricks lead by 3. Back into the Danbury zone. Deep behind the cage. Susie pushes forward to Kuznetsov off the right side and across for McDonald. McDonald deep into the Port Huron zone, and Anderson is given credit officially as McDonald plays it down low. Jesso with some extracurriculars. Side of the net. Jumping after Roseboom. Now McDonald in as well. Jesso chasing after, as Johnson and McDonald trying to go at it. The linesman breaking it up. Johnson and McDonald both were ready to go, but they were not allowed to throw them. 4:39 left. Getting heated here. Hat Tricks up 3.
Rosebaum behind the net wanted to throw him, and then Steve Brown introduced himself. Didn't want any part of that.
not the guy you want to drop him with if you're Port Huron.
Going to be a ton of penalties here. We'll see what it ends up being.
There were about 4 or 5 players who dropped their gloves. McDonald and Johnson, Brown, maybe Roseboom. Referees discussing at center now.
This is going to be a long one, partner. I can't even begin to tell you what they're going to give these guys. The other side of it is that less than 5 minutes to go, any fighting major, it'll be the end of the night, barring a crazy comeback.
Gesso started the whole thing trying to jump after Roseboom. He looks confused as why he's heading to the box.
He can win an Academy Award with that acting. That was about as clear as day why he's in the box.
Neither team seems happy about what calls were made.
I think on Port Huron's side, this is the culmination of course, 4 minutes, 39 seconds, a lot of time, but you're trailing by 3. So we'll see what if this ends up being a power play for Port Huron, this is an opportunity, and I think that's what they're lobbying for.
Captains are over talking with the officials.
Looks like the assistants are coming too. Johnson still chirping over there. If Johnson gets back on the ice this game, I would bet a large sum of money that he will score, or that he will get into a fight. Very rarely do you see a player that hot. I say that, but last night we saw a player exactly that hot, and it was the guy in the other box, Dustin Gesso. There will be a whole smorgasbord of penalties. Johnson still pointing at someone on the bench. I don't know who he's pointing at. You can see it there on your screen. Very animated.
Referees chatting with the scorer's box. We'll see what they call. Right now, it's just one aside in each penalty box. Seems like there's confusion out down there at the box on.
There's a lot of confusion going on. Johnson coming out now.
Lazaro headed over to the penalty box now, so it looks like Gesso is going to get the extra here. We'll see what exactly, because Lazaro wasn't involved, I don't think.
Could be serving it for someone else. So Lazaro goes up on the, it looks like
Johnson goes up on the board for Port Huron.
Which there should not be him on the board.
And Lazaro, who's serving the penalty. So it's 4-on-4. Or no, it's going to be 5-on-4.
It's a power play. There was offsetting roughings.
And then the extra for the hat trick.
Yes.
Which Lazaro is serving. So Johnson and Gesso will have to wait until a whistle to get out of the box. And the hat tricks head to the kill here. Up 3, 4:39 to go. Quick shot off the draw from Graham. Handled by Wilson, and Lopez will clear. Haven't seen much of Mike Lopez tonight, but getting some action late here. Hat tricks on the kill. 1:45 left on it. Up 3 with 4:20 to go in regulation. through center. It's Port Huron dropping back at the red line. Federley blasting in. All the way around the boards. Puck caroms out in front. And Brown is able to clear. 30 seconds into the penalty. 4 minutes left in regulation. Hat-tricks on the verge of 8 straight wins. Bank to center. Hat-tricks control, and Atwell scoops it in. Deep into the Port Huron zone. Carried out by Suffredini. Suffredini ahead to Graham. Down low into the hat-trick zone. Ahead, Anderson able to fire all the way down the ice and get the clear halfway through the penalty. And it's going to be offsetting
roughings with an extra roughing on top is what the call was. What do you believe?
And now into the hat-trick zone. It's Federley. Deep into the hat-trick's end. The pass back to the point from Suffredini all the way out to center. Half a minute left on the power play for Port Huron. And the hat-tricks are back into their own zone here. Prowlers controlling, and McDonald able to turn and clear down the length of the ice. 3 minutes to play in regulation. 4-1, hat-tricks lead. 15 seconds left on the power play. Into the hat-trick zone. The Prowlers control. Puck hops in the air. Swatted out by Susi. Lopez trying to clear. It's taken by Ruiz to center. Hat-tricks back at full strength. Ruiz bobbles at center. Now will hammer in deep. All the way around to the far corner. Lopez banking it into the corner. Looking for it himself. Ruiz finds the puck back to the point. Gallagher down low. Bonnell out of his reach. And 2:20 to go. Prowlers will clear.
Next stoppage, we'll see Gesso come out of the box.
Hat-tricks in on the forecheck. Chipped ahead by Manzo out to center. Hat-tricks control with Atwell across the Brown. And 2 minutes left in regulation. Hat-tricks with a 3-goal lead will tip in with Anderson into the Port Huron end. All the way around the boards, far side. Corralled by Kuznetsov and turned back in front. Manzo across, turned over to Kuznetsov, back down low for Anderson. Seals Manzo into the boards. Puck off the boards in the corner, and the hat-tricks trying to keep it alive. Unable to keep it in the zone. Out to center, Anderson turns it right back in. 90 seconds left in regulation. 4-1, hat-tricks. Scooped out to center, and hat-tricks will play it in deep. 1:20 to go in the third period. Behind the net, Roseboom. Carrying out all the way across to Manzo through center, and will turn back in his own zone. 1:10 to play. Hat-tricks up 3. Kuznetsov intercepts at center. Walking into the zone, trying to curl and drag, and it's stopped out, but out in front. Kuznetsov, one-timer, scores! Adam Dowda, his first as a hat-trick, and the hat-tricks lead 5-1. A minute left in the third. Dowda gets his first in Danbury on the nice pass from Kuznetsov.
What a gorgeous play there. A tic-tac-toe if I've ever seen one, as we're getting it here. The no-look pass from Kuznetsov. Wide open net for Dowda. 5-1 icing on the cake, as 30 goals, a nice even 30 scored on the weekend for both teams. And Danbury scored a lot of them. 6, 8, and 5. You got to love those offensive outputs, but I think the difference in tonight's game has been on the defensive end and how Danbury's looked in their own side.
Last minute here in the third period, and the hat-tricks tighten it up for sure in their own zone tonight. Wilson out now. It's Ruiz, the shot out in front, trying to extend the point streak. Can't get it to go. It's deep into the hat-trick zone. Wilson will cover up with 41.5 to go. Hat-tricks up 4, and Wilson, a big reason why the hat-tricks have been better tonight in their own zone. He has had a nice bounce back from Thursday night's 6 goals allowed.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of tough chances against him, but he's controlled everything, and I think those go hand in hand.
Fired the shot from Jay, wide of the net, 30 seconds left. Lopez working forward in the neutral zone, stopped in front of the hat-tricks bench. Graham working away at it, and it's played back into the hat-tricks end. and colliding with the referee. So out in front, the Prowlers take over. Lopez able to push forward with 18 seconds left in the third. Suffredini at his own blue line carrying the center, and Frisura will chip in out of play behind 7.7 seconds left in regulation. Hat-Tricks leading by 4 against the Prowlers.
Gesso got 4 minutes for his rough, which is why he's still in the box.
He's now out as he'll head over to the bench. Neutral zone draw with 7 seconds left. Anderson just hacks it forward. Kuznetsov chases into the Port Huron zone, and with 1 second left, he'll center it, and the Hat-Tricks win. It's a sweep, and it's an 8th straight victory for the Hat-Tricks. They win it 5-1 and maintain their place toward the top of the FPHL standings with point number 37 on the season.
Good performance from the boys. If you give up 1 goal, you're good in your defensive zone, you have that sort of offensive output, you're going to win a lot of games.
It was a shaky start to the game, but for the final, I'd say, 50 minutes of this game, the Hat-Tricks were by far the dominant team and out shooting Port Huron 45-26. Corey Anderson, the Litchfield Distillery player of the game, and Danbury able to take the sweep 5-1 in game 3, and the Hat-Tricks with a 6-0 start to the homestand.
It's a great start to the homestand. Hat-Tricks have 1 game left. As Anderson here, you see on your screen, going to toss a hat to a lucky fan.
Anderson, 2 nights in a row, the player of the game.
Last night was a little bit questionable. There's some good options tonight. He was absolutely the player of the game.
He'll toss it over. And one lucky fan will get the hat. The Hat-Tricks will take the 3 points and 8 straight wins as they will complete the 7-game homestand on Thursday night against the Delaware Thunder. It will be Automotive Workers Night here at Danbury Arena. Go to Hat-Tricks, DanburyHattricks.com/auto if you are a member of the Automotive Workers community and get your free ticket for the game.
Or if you have an ugly sweater.
Also will be Ugly Sweater Night. There'll be a contest and a nice prize for the winner of that contest, as the Hat-Tricks will celebrate Christmas next week on Thursday night here at the arena against the Thunder. The Hat-Tricks win 5-1. They sweep the Prowlers and win their 8th straight game. For my partner, Chad Oklin-Jolin, I'm Josh Starr. Thanks for joining us. The Hat-Tricks take it and will head into the final